Y'all get ready?
Yes, you get ready.
If you want the latest news in the streets, join us and tune in for the tea. Breaking news with integrity. So tell your friends and your family. It's the Lovelyti TV show, bringing you good tea and good vibes. It's the Lovelyti TV show. Be sure to share, like, and subscribe.
Hey tea sippers, happy Mother's Day. I hope you guys are doing good today. So I just wanted to come on and make a video before I end up heading out of here. So it is a lot going on. The celebrity world has been really dry lately. I don't know if you guys have been peeping that. It hasn't been a lot of drama in the celebrity world. A lot of folks are laying low. They're not getting, a lot of ad deals right now. The concerts are kind of slowing down. So there hasn't been a lot of celebrity news. So I've just really been sipping on my geopolitical tea. That's where my mind has been. That's where I've been researching and deep diving, and I've just been enjoying that tea. Even though I don't really make geopolitical videos, that's where I've been. So shout out to everybody who liked my Met Gala review. Y'all know, what I'm saying, nobody should be taking my reviews seriously. We're here to clown and kiki. I'm not going to research anything concerning the Met Gala because to me it's nothing but a big ritual. So I don't care to research what it's about, the designers. I'd rather focus on what's going on right now in the Sahel and what's going on with President Ibrahim and the fact that he met with Russia last night. Okay, he met with Russia, and then on top of that, Russia's best friend China, they done jumped in the fray, and they're like, you know what? If Russia has your back, we have your back too. And then out of nowhere, North Korea, okay, they done sent him 700 troops to protect him. So the real tea right now is geopolitically. That is where I'm at. I don't care about the Met Gala, fashions, and just some of this nonsense that's going on. Like even like with James Charles and all the nonsense he's going through on TikTok. I'm just here for it. I'm on TikTok sipping his tea, but I don't feel bad for anything that happens to James Charles because James Charles is always putting himself in some bullshit situations. But what I do want to talk about today, because it's Mother's Day, and I felt like, this topic is very, very fitting, okay? So if you guys do not know, Chloe and Halle Bailey, they went out on vacation. So they decided to drop this video, them being sisters, dancing, looking cute. And so I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the video right now. We're going to go ahead and watch this.
Also ATL, also ATL, also ATL, also ATL, also ATL, also ATL.
So when I saw the video, I'm like, oh, that's so cute. They so ATL. So they ate that. They ate that. I thought it was really cute. And then, of course, the comments are going to be commenting. And so a lot of people were talking about, Hailey, her body, like, her mom bod. She looked kind of, pudgy a little bit around the waist. I thought she looked cute. I thought the swimsuit was cute. Chloe's body was definitely T because she hasn't had any kids, right? But, but there was also a lot of really good comments. Like, thank you for just showing your natural body. You look beautiful. But of course, with these celebrities, honey, they always focus on the negative. They can never ignore the silent, the small minority. It's always, the small minority who's picking on them that they have to address. So, of course, she went and she deleted the video. And then she came out with a 3-minute video explaining her weight gain and how sad she is and how, she feels kind of uncomfortable in her skin. So we're going to go ahead and watch what Hailey had to say concerning the comments that she got on that video.
Right now, currently, I am a little bit thicker than I usually am, and I don't really know. I feel really insecure about it a little bit because all my life I've been like 120 pounds, really skinny, and then I had my baby. And when I was breastfeeding, I lost a bunch of weight. So I felt like my body sort of snapped back to where I thought it did at the time, but it still was very off. And then now that I'm 25, I just feel myself like, oh, weight is sticking more. Like, okay.
And that's my issue is words like snap back. But we'll talk about that more. Now, for me, and I get her, like, when you've been small your whole life and then you start to gain weight, it's very different. Because even when I got pregnant with my oldest, I was 119 pounds. So like up until then, I was always between like 115, 119 pounds, you know what I'm saying? But for me, my metabolism slowed down at 30. She's saying that, it's getting harder for her to lose weight right now at 25. So for everybody, it's different, but we're going to go ahead and keep listening to what she has to say.
I haven't had a lot of time. This is my first time taking a break. Like being on this vacation with my sister. This is my first time I'm like taking a break from film. I was filming every day and being a mom to Halo every day. I didn't have time anywhere between being on set and being with Halo to work out. So I'm a little fluffy right now because I kind of fell off of my consistent workouts. But I do feel a little insecure about it. And yesterday, me and Chloe, we were on the beach and we made like a fun TikTok, and I got really insecure about it after. And I had texted her and asked her like, hey, can you just take it down because I feel really bad about my body. And yeah, so people are asking like, why is it deleted? It's because of me. I was insecure about it and what people were saying about my body and what I don't know, I get in my head about stuff like that. But then today I'm like, I'm gonna feel better about myself. I'm not gonna be too hard on myself because I've been working on this really cool fucking job that I just finished. Guys, I had a really great experience in New York. And now I'm on vacation with my sister and we're celebrating and we're with my baby. We're having like a good time and I'm not gonna be so hard on myself. So my message of today is, I'm telling this to myself, is to just enjoy the moment and not be too hard on yourself and let yourself live a little.
All right, so you guys just heard from Halle Bailey. So then she went on to post these pictures of her, and she titled it Mom Bod. So these are the pictures, and as you see, she made it where you can't comment. You can only like the video. You can only like the pictures. So these are the pictures that she posted. And to me, I don't see anything wrong. She looks natural. Okay, there's a little bit of, whatever you want to call it, pudge or whatever right there. Who cares? This is how most people look when things are not photoshopped and you're not trying to hit perfect angles. You're going to see little folds and stuff like that. I think her body looks nice. It looks very good. She didn't have no damn stretch marks on her ass. So, I mean, bless your heart, honey. Okay, you should be happy. Booty is smooth, okay? My thing is this. I get the frustration, but, and I get her being hurt and feeling insecure because we all have insecurities. Anybody talking about they're not insecure about anything concerning their body or their, their features or just whatever, they're lying. We all have some type of insecurities. We all have things that we have to deal with. But my issue is that a lot of these celebrities, they are the same ones who perpetuate the nonsense. And she has been guilty of this. You guys even heard her talk about, how she snapped back. And I remember a year ago after she had the baby, everything was snapback. So everything was snapbacks. Here goes one of the articles from a year ago. Halle Bailey shows off her post-baby bikini body following the birth of son Halo. So this was 3 months after she gave birth to Halo. And her body looks good here. You know what I'm saying? And her body looks fine now. But again, this is what I've been talking about for years, this whole snapback culture. This was her in October of that year. Halle Bailey dresses as Halle Berry, an iconic Die Another Day character in orange bikini. So again, everybody was praising her. Oh, she doesn't even look like she had a baby. She snapped back. She looked good. And she does. She looks good. I love this. This was a perfect Halloween costume for her. Here goes another article. Halle Bailey shows off her stunning snapback as she returns to the studio. Once again, showing off her stomach, showing everybody that she snapped back. So I say all that to say this, because, I deal in receipts here. What I don't like is that a lot of these celebrities, they perpetuate this whole snapback culture. And this culture is what just has a lot of people's minds warped. When you have a child, The only thing you should be worried about snapping into is snapping into that baby's life, bonding with your baby, breastfeeding your baby. I don't understand when this became a thing, but it's become very relevant in, like, I would say the last 5 to 6 years. This whole, I'm going to have a baby and I'm going to be the first to walk the red carpet only a few days after I had a baby. I'm going to, hurry up and do a magazine photo shoot, a few weeks after I had the baby. And so now you have normal people who are thinking that if they don't look like what they see on Instagram, somehow they failed at motherhood. That is not how motherhood works. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can have a baby and snap back right away. I've talked about this. After I had my oldest, you would not have been able to tell that I had a baby. Like, I snapped back right away. By the time the summer hit, I'm in my little 2-piece, crop tops, having a good old time. You could not even tell that I had a kid. With my second child, it took a lot longer to snap back. I still had like a little bit of a stomach. It took, at least like 8 months for me to snap back from my youngest, so your body is different with every pregnancy. But thank goodness I didn't have damn Instagram, or I wasn't comparing myself to, celebrities and snap back. I was able to just breastfeed and get the weight off naturally. We have to remember that it takes 9 months to put on that weight. Being a woman and being able to carry life is a blessing. You know how many women can't have children or can't, maintain a healthy pregnancy? So to have a healthy pregnancy and to make it, because that's the closest that you will come to death, is going through labor. And to come out of that on the other side, that is amazing. We should not be poking fun at women because they have a little bit of a pudge or some back fat or stretch marks or cellulite. But again, unfortunately, a lot of these celebrities, they perpetuate this. So you can't perpetuate it a year ago when your body was T, and now that you gained weight, now, you're upset, you're insecure. And the thing that also bothers me is there were thousands and thousands of positive comments. Of course, you're going to get the trolls. You're always going to get people, who got something to say, something negative to say. Hell, I can post a picture of myself. There'll be thousands of good comments. And then you'll have one person be like, oh, your titties are fake, or you got some skinny knock knees. Somebody's always going to say something. And guess what? I don't focus on the few negative comments. When you send me my comment section, I'm thanking the people who are leaving me positive comments. Thank you so much. I appreciate the love. Thank you, sis. I let the negativity just rot in the corner. I'm not feeding them. I don't care. You can have your opinions. Your opinions are just that, your opinions. And what kind of bothers me with this, it was so many positive comments. And there was so many people who were able to relate to her body type. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you look good. Thank you for just showing your natural body. It was so many people praising her. And I just hate the fact that she chose to home in on the few hundred people, who were talking about her body or picking her apart. When that video to me was so cute, her and her sister, just having fun on the beach, doing the mommy auntie thing. Like, I thought that was so adorable. So I hate the fact that she let a few comments get to her. But you got to also understand, your job is in the public eye. You're on social media. You're going to get people who praise you, and you're going to get people who drag you every chance they get. And, that's just what comes with the territory. At the end of the day, you got to love yourself, and you got to know, I'm that girl. I gave birth to this child. I went through hell through these 9 months, and I came out on the other side. And I'm not going to allow anybody to shame me because of that. Period, point blank. So I've always spoken against snapback culture. I don't like it. When Ashanti came out, even when she came out with that and she was showing her natural body, people use that as a way to attack women who naturally snap back. And I'm like, no, we're not going to do that. We can praise both body types, because some women are naturally skinny and they snap back like that without plastic surgery and liposuction and all that stuff. So we're not going to shame the skinny girls for snapping back, just like we shouldn't be making fun of the girls who are thicker after pregnancy. Again, you just gave birth. It took 9 months for your body to get that way. You should not be expecting it to just snap back like that. If it does, great, kudos. But that's not the thing with every single pregnancy. And we just need to praise women for being able to go through a pregnancy, go through labor, and come out on the other side with a healthy, happy baby. And so another thing that I want to talk about while I'm talking about the snapback situation is that Milli went viral a few days ago because she literally just had her baby girl and she gave birth, and a week later she was on stage. And I'm going to keep it real with you. I was not feeling this at all. We're going to go ahead and check out her video right now. course, after that video went viral and people were calling her out, she started cussing folks out. So let me go ahead and pull this up. So this is what this person says. They said, Flo Milli nigga don't got a job. Why is she already performing? Where's her friends and family? So she replied back, she says, ho, go choke on a dick and die before you speak to me, my child's father or my family. Then she says, God forbid a girl want to feel like herself again and perform. Then she said, it's y'all really thinking I had my baby 9 days ago. So y'all just saw her response, regardless of when she had her baby, because she just posted a picture of her baby today on Mother's Day. This is a newborn baby. So let's not act like your baby was born, 3 to 6 months ago. You had just had your baby a week, maybe at the most 2 weeks ago, and you're back on stage. And the thing is, not even the fact that she's back on stage, what she's wearing, the fact that she's in heels, a lot of things happen to a woman's body after you give birth. You're still bleeding for at least 6 weeks. On top of that, you're lactating, regardless if you choose to breastfeed or not. She had just had the baby, so you're lactating. And to me, there's a such thing as being open, because you just gave birth. And normally when a woman gives birth, they tell you to stay inside, rest, eat, take care of yourself, bond with your baby. Of course, you do go to that 1 week baby checkup, so the doctor can see the baby. So you go to that, but then you come home. So when I'm seeing her performing on stage, that is kind of disturbing to me because it's like you just gave birth. Why is your first idea trying to show the world that you snap back? Not only, with your body or a flat stomach, but that you're performing. And I think that just sets a dangerous precedent. And you can say, well, that's her life and she can do what she wants to do. But a lot of young girls look up to these celebrities and they think that they should just be able to snap back and be in the club a week later after giving birth. You can get yourself sick. You can get your baby sick. There's no reason that she needs to be out there performing in front of thousands of people and then going back home to her baby, especially when there's all types of diseases out here right now. C-19 is back. So I didn't agree with that at all. And then let's keep it real. She's still bleeding. So I just thought that was just a bit much. I didn't agree with that. And, if this was a regular person and they went back to work a week after they gave birth, everybody in the office would be disturbed. Because usually, if you work at a job with benefits, you get 6 weeks maternity leave. And even if you don't have a job with benefits, they may not pay for your maternity leave, but a lot of jobs will allow you to take a few weeks off, to just get in the routine of having your baby. Even a lot of jobs even let the fathers off. There's also male paternity leave where you can stay home and help the mother and things like that. So there's no excuse for her to be out here performing a week after giving birth. So I understand why the fans were concerned. Like, where's your baby's father? Where's your family? Why do you feel the need to go rush back on stage? And I feel like that, again, is part of that snapback culture. And people need to understand that a lot of these celebrities are not naturally snapping back. Some are. The ones who worked out beforehand, who've naturally had, smaller frames like a Tiana Taylor, she snapped back naturally. So it wasn't a shock when after she gave birth to her first and second, she already had 6-pack abs because she's always had, flat abs. But a lot of these other celebrities or a lot of these other Instagram influencers, a lot of times what they're doing is that they're having postpartum plastic surgery. So after they give birth, they got doctors in there giving them liposuction, getting tummy tucks, and then they're online talking about they snap back. So please do not compare yourself if you're pregnant, if you just had a baby recently, to what you see on the gram. Because a lot of the gram is just smoke and mirrors. It's a lot of people looking for weird validation and attention from strangers. So do not compare your journey with your baby and your body to anybody else. That's why I really feel like I wish Halle would have just left that video up because it was so cute. And it was just nice to see her, her natural frame. To see it not airbrushed and not to see angles and not to see things perfect, And I think we need to get back into that. I think it's sad that, people are afraid to show their real selves, especially on social media. And I can't lie. I've been guilty of that. Well, I don't really post myself that much because I feel like I'm not glamorous enough and I don't, work my angles and just all this shit that I see on Instagram. That's just not me. So it's like I rarely, if ever, post TikToks and videos of myself just because it's just become, especially with Instagram, everything has to be curated so perfectly. And it's like, I'm about to go on vacation, bitch. I'm definitely going to be wearing a swimsuit. Yeah, and if I decide to post a picture, so be it. I don't Photoshop my pictures. So y'all will probably see some fucking stretch marks. Y'all might see a little bit of loose skin on my stomach. I don't care. It is what it is, because most of the people who have things to say, who are quick to pick other people apart, a lot of them ain't nothing to write home about. A lot of them have their own insecurities. A lot of them are bad built and they had not one child, and then they want to project their insecurities onto other people who have had children. So again, take the comment section with a grain of salt, because sometimes you have a lot of people who want to project what they're feeling onto other people. And I just, hope that Haley, gets it together. Don't let the comment section get you, and you yourself stop pushing snapback culture, because you perpetuated it. And I think we need to stop perpetuating that. We need to start focusing on, bonding with our babies, loving on our babies, creating, healthy families, healthy environments for our children, and stop worrying about running back to social media to get validation because you snap back after 2 or 3 months. I think once, we stop perpetuating snapback culture, a lot of this nonsense will die out. I think once we start promoting what natural bodies look like, then a lot of people will stop being fooled by the facade of Instagram, because most people's bodies, when you see them in real life, they have cellulite, they have stretch marks, they have scars. You know what I'm saying? They're not picture perfect like you see on the gram. How do you have a 50-inch ass? How do you have a 50-inch BBL and no cellulite, no dimples, no stretch marks? Because it's been photoshopped to death. Because a lot of times when you see these folks in real life, it's like, what the hell is going on here? Them BBLs don't necessarily be BBLing in real life. They look great on the gram, but in real life, it's a whole nother story, okay? So anyways, y'all, let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. I just pray and hope that everybody has a wonderful Mother's Day. Love yourself, love your body. Don't let this social media world fool you. Again, everything that glitters is not gold. Don't worry about what folks have to say about you, because a lot of times, like I said, they are projecting, okay? So I just wish you guys a happy Mother's Day, tea sippers. Thank you guys for always supporting my platform and, my videos. It's very much appreciated. So to all my tea sippers enjoying motherhood, please enjoy this Mother's Day with your family and your children. And if you don't have children, still enjoy this Mother's Day. If you're an auntie or, a cousin, or if you just take care of some kids in the neighborhood, enjoy this beautiful Sunday. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys soon. Talk to you guys later. Deuces.
If you want the latest news in the streets, join us and tune in for the tea. Breaking news with integrity. So tell your friends and your family. It's the Lovelyti TV show, bringing you good tea and good vibes. It's the Lovelyti TV show. Be sure to share, like, and subscribe.